On January 17, 2026, Donald Trump made a statement that stunned both Washington and Europe. He announced that the United States would impose 10% tariffs on imports from Denmark, Norway, Sweden, France, Germany, the UK, the Netherlands, and Finland. And he didn't stop there. He warned that by June, those tariffs would rise to 25% unless these countries agreed to stop interfering with his plan to annex Greenland. Trump accused European allies of deploying small military delegations to the island as part of what he called a coordinated plot against U.S. interests. To the White House, this wasn't diplomacy anymore. This was economic warfare inside NATO. So why Greenland? Greenland has always been strategically important, but in 2026, its value has exploded because the Arctic ice is melting. New shipping routes are opening between Europe and Asia. Mineral extraction is now possible on a massive scale, and beneath Greenland's soil lie rare earth elements, critical for weapon systems, AI, satellites, and modern electronics. In the 21st century, Greenland is not just land, it is power. Trump saw it as a strategic prize and believed the US should control it directly. But Denmark, which legally governs Greenland, refused. And when European allies sent small military teams to increase surveillance and stability on the island, Trump interpreted it as a hostile move. Instead of tanks or missiles, Trump used tariffs. Trade sanctions became his leverage. He turned NATO allies into economic targets. The message was clear: accept U.S. control over Greenland or face economic punishment. This transformed trade into a coercive geopolitical tool aimed not at rivals, but at friends. And that shattered a core NATO principle: trust. NATO is built on two pillars: mutual trust, collective defense, Article 5. For 76 years, no U.S. president ever treated allied forces as suspicious, until now. By calling European troop movements a threat, Trump undermined the very foundation of NATO. For the first time in history, the U.S. was no longer seen as the protector of Europe, but as a competitor, even a potential aggressor. This wasn't just a policy dispute, it was a psychological break. And while NATO argued, Russia celebrated. Kremlin officials and propagandists openly praised the chaos, because for Vladimir Putin, a divided NATO is the perfect scenario. Less unity, less coordination, less resistance to Russian expansion in the Arctic and Eastern Europe. Without firing a single shot, Russia gained something priceless: strategic advantage. This crisis is forcing Europe to ask a dangerous question: can we still rely on the United States? For the first time since 1949, many European leaders are considering a stronger, independent military structure, less reliance on Washington, and a future where NATO may no longer be US-led. Trump didn't just threaten tariffs, he may have changed the architecture of Western power forever. The fight over Greenland is not about land, it's about resources, power, trust, and the future of global alliances. The NATO crisis of 2026 may be remembered as the moment the West stopped acting as one, and the world is watching what comes next. If you want more deep military and geopolitical breakdowns like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. This is Military Power TV.